stars and all those other places. I am Shelby and it is a gorgeous day. So I figured I would make another video outside in my makeshift hammock. So here's what's going on in my mind today. I know I talk about a lot about ADD, depression, a lot of mental illness stuff. But the whole reason I do that is because I personally have ADD and I have that. So I've kind of never touched base on what it really is like to have ADD. And it's really hard to actually describe because it's just something I go through every day. And it's just so difficult. But I normally, on a day-to-day basis, this is how things will go in my own mind. I will sit there and I will be thinking very hard on this one thing. And then all of a sudden, it's like one of my senses goes off. And like I could smell something. Like I could be sitting there talking about how my dog just learned this awesome trick. And all of a sudden I could smell oranges, and all I will think about things that are orange, and I'll try to think of more things, and that'll spawn to things that are like oranges and other fruits like apples and bananas, and then that'll go to the color yellow, and I'll start to think of things that are yellow, like the sun and how the sun's hot. I'll start to think of different like foods, how the air feels warm, and then I'll think about the air and how it helps, and it just kind of grows higher and higher and higher, and there's no way to really stop it. Being on Ritalin and certain things like that, it dulls it. It doesn't necessarily, in my opinion, it dulled my personality. It dulled how my head works. And I don't know if that's how everyone else felt, but that's how it felt like to me. It wasn't like it was working and it was stopping my constant mind change, but it was dulling it. I mean, I was still just sitting there and I would focus on this one thing and I would hear something, and in the back of my mind, I would still be thinking, you know, what the fuck was that? Like, I want to know what it is. But my mind was so dulled that all I could do was still continue on my work, which also led to my depression and my anxiety, and that's an entirely different topic. But my ADD, I've had for my entire life. I've had it since I was born, and my entire family honestly gets really sick of it because I sit there and I will sit there and talk about the most meaningful conversation. We could be talking about how my grandpa died, something, and all of a sudden I will say, like, I don't even know why, like, all of a sudden I'm just kind of like, you know, snow cones are really good this time of year. Like, it's just the most random thing, like, there's just like, it just comes out of my head, and there's no way to truly get people to understand what it's like. What I could really do is I could show you all these different photos at once, starting very slowly and gradually getting faster and faster and faster until you can no longer quite understand. Or even what I will do some days is I will be sitting there in my own head, like talking, and I will be making up my own story, and all of a sudden it'll bounce off like into talking about dragons in my own head, and that's not even talking to anyone. I'm not even consciously thinking. I'm just talking because there's nothing else for me to do in my car. It's so hard some days to be able to go to work and know that I have to do something and then notice, and I'll literally stop everything I am doing and just stand there and think about this one thing. And it's almost like my face is just like stone faced and I won't even know what the hell's going on. Like, you literally have to like snap in front of my face. Like, you'll have to scare me or get my attention because it just doesn't fucking work. And it's so difficult for people to understand what it's like day to day going through this kind of mental, I don't want to say it's a mental illness because I don't think of it as a mental illness. My brain just simply does not work like every other person's. And ADD could be linked to genetics. It could be linked to just random things that happens when you're born. If you've hit your head, there's really no amount of research right now. There's not enough research going into ADD that really explains how everything happens. And it is so hard for people to quite grasp because no one else really quite gets there. Me and my boyfriend, we don't think it's weird. We'll be talking about unicorns, and next thing we'll be talking about papayas. Like, me and my boyfriend both have ADD. We both understand. We know what's going on. Other people don't. So that's the end of this video today. That was just basically me trying to explain what it's like to have ADD to everyone else, just so that they understand just a little bit more about their friend who might have it. So yeah, I really hope this video was helpful. I will see you guys in the next one. I love y'all. Keep on smiling and enjoy the beautiful days. I love it.